This is Freedom Global News.
Federal government pays 103 billion naira to oil marketers.
This is Freedom Global News.
The federal government threatens to sanction foreign airlines over refusal to transact in naira. DSS arrests Kaduna train hostage negotiator. Another foreign scene, Kenya Police Authority rescues 18 victims of human trafficking.
This is Freedom Global News.
Good evening, you listen to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. I am Hauwa Adamu Kiyawa. Today's the 7th of September 2022, which is equivalent to the 10th of Safar 1444 after Hijri. And now the news in full. The federal government has disclosed that it paid oil marketers 103.03 billion naira in the past 8 months as bringing costs for the transportation of petrol across the country. The government's clarification came 2 days after the Northern Forum of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, threatened to withdraw their services, citing huge debts owed to its members by the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. But the NMDPRA, in a statement in Abuja, explained that the payment of bridging claims was a continuous process, disclosing that a meeting has been held with the group to resolve the issues. It noted that the previous engagement and today's meeting addressed issues regarding bridging claims and other matters, and the authority would like to reiterate that payment of bridging claims is an ongoing process and payments are dispersed as it is received from marketers. The federal government has threatened to sanction foreign airlines in the country over their refusal to accept naira payment for flight tickets. The Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, made this known at a briefing today after the Federal Executive Council meeting and Civil Aviation Authority has been directed to deal with any of such airlines caught flouting the laws. Hadisirika cautioned them to refrain from using the social media to place their demands rather than resorting to the diplomatic channels. According to him, foreign airlines have made over $1.1 billion so far from Nigeria since 2016, an amount which could have remained in the country if they were local airlines. He further revealed that the airlines remitted over $600 million to their home countries in 2016, while over $265 million has also been released this year. On the sporting arena, one of the aspirants for the post of the Nigeria Football Federation, President Abba Abdullahi Yola, has promised to change the fortune of Nigeria football in 2 years if elected. Mamasan Uba has details of this and other sports updates.
Cote d'Ivoire was adjudged the best ranked team in the continent after winning all their African qualifiers to become the first team on the continent to qualify for the next year's World Cup, even with 3 games to spare. The Ivorians have reached the pinnacle of their basketball over the last decade, and they are returning to the World Cup for the second straight time. Nigeria is now ranked 9 in Africa, and it could be recalled that by this time in the 2019 World Cup African qualifiers, Nigeria boasted a 9-0 mark and was one of the two teams alongside Tunisia to have qualified for the China showdown. Meanwhile, Chelsea have sacked manager Thomas Tuchel on the new owner's 100th day in charge after their third defeat of the season last night. The former Borussia Dortmund and Paris Saint-Germain boss exit after winning 3 trophies in 20 months. Owner Todd Boehly has placed Tuchel's coaching staff in temporary charge until a replacement is found. It is also understood that Chelsea will make a swift appointment and among the bookmakers' favorite to take over are Brighton manager Graham Potter, former Tottenham and Paris Saint-Germain head coach Mauricio Pochettino, former Real Madrid manager Zinedine Zidane, and the current Leicester City boss Brendan Rodgers. And on tennis, Nick Kyrgios is out of the US Open after eventually being outbattled by Russian Karen Khachanov in a tennis quarter-final in New York. The 27-year-old Australian lost 7-5, 4-6, 7-5, 6-7, 3-7, 6-4 to 27-seed Khachanov. Khachanov, age 26, will now play Norwegian 5th seed Gaspar Ruud, who beat 13th Matteo Berrettini 6-1, 6-4, 7-6, 7-4. Mohammed Sanoba, Freedom Radio.
The global news is coming to you from Freedom Radio 99.5 FM. You can send your comments, opinions, and watch us live on Freedom Radio Nigeria on Facebook.com. You can get the link to the page on our website, freedomradionig.com. Welcome back. You still listen to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. One of the leading negotiators for the release of victims of the train attack in Kaduna State, Tukur Mamu, has been reportedly arrested by security operatives in Egypt. Mamu, who is also the spokesman for Kaduna-based Islamic cleric Sheikh Ahmed Gumi, was said to have been arrested on Tuesday by Interpol at the Cairo International Airport while trying to connect a flight to Saudi Arabia. Although no comment has been made by the Nigerian government on the security agencies, Sheikh Gumi told Channels Television today that Mamu has been released and was on his way back to Kaduna. He, however, did not give details of why Mamu, the publisher of Desert Herald newspaper, was arrested in the North African country. Mamu has been in the limelight recently for his role in the release of victims of the train attack who were kidnapped by terrorists on March 28th. In August, he announced his withdrawal as the lead negotiator in securing the release of the remaining victims of the train attack after he alleged a threat to his life by the Nigerian government. On this day in history, on September 7th, 2015, the oldest student in Nigeria, Malam Modibo Abubakar, died at the age of 94. Rosafina Shunkut reports.
Malam Modibo Abubakar, a resident of Kundili, was in Class 2 School of Arabic Studies, SAS Kano. He started primary school at the age of 82 years. The deceased had Islamic knowledge and was in a class with children that were the age of his grandchildren and great-grandchildren. The deceased Malam Modibo did not have Western education since childhood due to early involvement in business. One of his teachers at SAS, Abdulkarim Salisu, described him as an intelligent, brilliant, and talented student and advised him to focus more on his studies. He also said he shouldn't hesitate to ask anything he did not understand from the teachers or students. Also, Malam Modibo had the goal of completing his studies until university. Meanwhile, on this day, 7th September 1966, American rapper Tupac Shakur was shot multiple times in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas, Nevada, and died 6 days after. The shooting occurred at 11:15 p.m. when the car with Shakur stopped at a red light at East Flamingo Road and Coval Lane. Shakur was hit from a .40 caliber Glock 4 times, twice in the chest, once in the arm, and once in the thigh. He died from his injuries 6 days later in the University Medical Center of Southern Nevada. on the rap scene in 1991 with the hit album Spalistic Now. Shakur went on to selling more than $90 million in records. Shinko Trosfina, Freedom Radio.
For tomorrow's weather forecast in some cities in Nigeria and parts of Niger Republic, here's the report.
Kano tomorrow morning is expected to have thundering showers and light rain at an average temperature of 22 degrees. Light rain. It's not experiencing weather condition at an average temperature of 20 degrees Celsius and later increase in degrees Celsius. The sunny intervals and light rain. Kaduna will experience similar weather conditions. An average temperature of 1 degree Celsius, increase in degrees Celsius, and light rain will experience an average temperature of 2 degrees Celsius and later increase in degrees. Showers and light rain. Lagos is expected to have light cloud and light rain at an average temperature of 24 degrees Celsius and later increase to 27 degrees Celsius. The thundering showers and a gentle breeze. Moving to Niger Republic, Maradi is expected to have thundering showers and light rain at an average temperature of 24 degrees Celsius. Light rain. Sindabla experiencing weather condition at an average temperature of 24 degrees Celsius and later increase to 31 degrees Celsius. The light cloud and light rain. Reggie Machitu, Freedom Radio.
On the foreign scene, 18 victims of human trafficking have been rescued en route to destinations in the Gulf nations where they were to be sold into slavery. Sarazana reports.
According to Kenya's Directorate of Criminal Investigations, the victims, all male Ethiopian nationals, were found in a house in Athi River on the outskirts of the capital Nairobi during a raid by detectives from the Transnational Organized Crimes Unit. Police said 3 suspects, all Kenyan nationals, were detained. This comes just a day after 24-year-old Diana Chepkamoy jetted back to the country after experiencing cruelty at the hands of an employer in Saudi Arabia. She said many other abused Kenyans were trapped in the Middle Eastern country and urged the government to help them. Meanwhile, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has accused Western nations of provoking Russia as he held Ankara's policy of balance regarding Russia's war in Ukraine. Erdogan has maintained ties with Russian President Vladimir Putin while trying to maintain neutrality in the conflict. Aside mediating, Turkey supplies Ukraine with weapons and combat. The Turkish president told reporters he had a decision to cut off natural gas supplies to Germany via the Nord Stream pipeline. Zara Zanna, Freedom Radio.
And with this, we've come to the end of today's Global News. But before we go, highlights of the major stories. The federal government has disclosed that it paid oil marketers 103.03 billion naira in the past 8 months as bridging costs for the transportation of petrol across the country. The federal government has threatened to sanction foreign airlines in the country over their refusal to accept naira payment for flight tickets. One of the leading negotiators for the release of victims of the train attack has been arrested. For 18 victims of human trafficking have been rescued en route to destinations in the Gulf nations where they were to be sold into slavery.
This is Freedom.
On behalf of the entire production team, I am Hauwa Adamu Kiyawa. Have a wonderful evening.
Freedom Radio.
Rolling in 2, lights, camera, sound, action.
It's here. MTN 5G, it's here. The MTN wonder.
No.
The wonder of
No.
The wonder of and it's time for you to observe it.